This is pretty exciting. Yesterday, Joe Biden answered some questions after his meeting with Xi Jinping of China. And I guess he wasn't supposed to. So, but he did.
He wasn't
He
supposed
went off
to.
the rails and answered questions. Yeah, they told him not to.
Well, okay.
Which is interesting.
I know that he did the press conference right afterwards, and he explained there's only 4 people that were allowed to ask questions there, if you can see.
Okay.
Clip 1.
Now, I'm happy to take questions, and I'm told there are going to be 4 questioners, but I'm not going to do 10 questions from each questioner. All right? Let's just make that clear at the outset here.
Okay.
And so,
Good times, right? Good times.
Don't jump. Don't jump. And, of course, he couldn't read the notes that were written for him.
Yeah.
Because he's him.
He's him.
oh,
dear Lord, help us.
I got hard trouble reading this. Reuters.
Reuters. Hang it up, old man.
I'm having trouble reading this. There's an R and an E and a U. Is it Reuters? Yeah, good job.
Good job.
Way to noodle
You
that
got there,
out.
Joseph.
He was asked if there's a new Cold War with China.
You said at the outset of this meeting that you did not want competition to turn into conflict. Based on this meeting today, do you believe a new Cold War with China can be avoided? And specifically on the issue of Taiwan, you spoke about intentions. Do you believe China is intending to invade Taiwan at some point? And what warnings did you issue to President Xi if he were to take such action?
Well, to answer the first part of your question, I absolutely believe there's need not be a new Cold War. I've met many times with Xi Jinping, and we were candid and clear with one another across the board. And I do not think there's any imminent attempt on the part of China to invade Taiwan. And I made it clear that our policy on Taiwan has not changed at all. It's the same exact position we've had.
Which is?
I made it clear that we want to see cross-strait issues peacefully resolved, and so it never has to come to that. And I'm convinced that he understood exactly what I was saying. I understood what he was saying. And look, I think the United States is better prepared than any country in the world, economically and politically, to deal with the changing circumstances around the world. And I think that Xi Jinping we agreed that we would set up a set of circumstances where on issues that we had to further resolve details, we agreed that we would have our chief of staff, the appropriate cabinet members and others sit and meet with one another to discuss the details of every issue that was raised, and we raised a lot of issues.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it to other people to deal with it. So, I got cabinet members. They'll sit down with Xi's cabinet members, and they'll hash things out. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay, all right.
I'm just the president of the United States, after all. Why should I deal with it?
Don't you feel like you're in good hands?
Yeah, really do. Really, really do. So he was being asked. They continued to ask him questions about China. Then he drags the U.S. elections into it.
Yeah, this is weird. This bugged me.
I think the election held in the United States, which still leaves a little bit uncertain, has sent a very strong message around the world that the United States is ready to play. The United States is the Republicans who survived, along with the Democrats, are of the view that we're going to stay fully engaged in the world and that we, in fact, know what we're about.
We're going to continue to stick our nose in every place it doesn't belong, and we're going to continue to try to stir up military interventions all over the world, and we're just going to keep going down that road of absolute economic and political disaster. So that's great.
Yeah, that kind
that's
of
great.
bugged me how he was, because he opened up his post-Xi comments talking about the U.S. election.
Yeah.
And then he goes out of his way there to say, we're ready to play ball. And I don't know, it's been bugging me for the last 20 hours since he gave this little press conference. And I had to find this George Soros clip from a long time ago. And
this would be the time, because you really need to bring China into the creation of a new
World order.
World order,
Right.
financial world order.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's all I could think about.
Into
man.
a new world order. We got to bring China into a new world order.
Yeah, so he gives $128 million to Democrats just this election cycle, right? And now we're playing ball with China and the rest of the world, and here we go. It's going to be fun.
Just a quick aside to George Soros.
Yeah, what do you got?
World starts with a W, not a V.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
bothersome, right?
Irritating. Yeah.
Does that irritate you more or less when I pronounce Nevada? Which is worse
I think
for you?
Nevada bugs me more.
Bugs you more, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm worse for you
You're
than
worse
George Soros.
than George Soros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that sad?
Nah, I'm badge of honor.
Okay.
So there you go.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept taking questions, even though apparently, he wasn't supposed to.
I guess all of you are going swimming from here. It's not far. But
What?
Abortion.
I don't think they can
after
expect much of anything other than we're going to maintain our positions. I'm not going to get into more questions. I shouldn't even answer your question. No, I don't think that. I don't think there's enough votes to codify unless something happens unusual in the House. I think we're going to get very close in the House.
Wait, you promised us.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be very close.
You
but I think
promised
we're
you were
gonna-
going to codify
All right, thank you, everybody.
Roe v. Wade
Thank you.
in law.
That could,
In federal law, he was going to codify Roe v. Wade. Now, I don't think there's enough votes. The guy's a lying sack. And even for Democrats, if you were counting on that and you believed him, how do you feel now? How do you feel now? Jeez.
Yeah, that was an interesting little way to finish that up there, huh?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Of course, he didn't mention that he talked to Xi about COVID and the origins of that. The first time you've sat down with him since COVID, and since you've been president, and you're not going to be like, hey, what can we do to keep some of these, pandemics from escaping your borders? Can we work on that, Xi?
No, he dare not ask them about that because that's already been settled. That's long gone. They already explained that came from us, not them.
Oh, that's right. I thought
They
it
already
came from,
explained
didn't
that.
come from a pangolin.
Yeah, well, it might have come from a pangolin here in the U.S.
Oh,
Yeah,
those American.
yeah. Those American pangolins that are
that's
so
a-
dangerous this time of year.
That's a good band name right there.
American pangolins? Yeah. So, just more bull crap from this guy. He lies to everybody. He lies to the American people on a daily basis. But if you were counting on that, if that was your big issue, the abortion codification after the election, there you have it.
I'm not even
He's
supposed
already-
to be answering questions right now.
Yeah, he's already declared a loss there, which he should, because if Republicans do maintain or regain control of the House, of course they're not going to be able to pass any law that codifies Roe v. Wade. And right now, CNN has the count at 215 Republicans, 204 for the Democrats.
Yeah, remember you need 218 for the
218
majority.
to win. Yeah.
So Fox News says 217, CBS News says 216, CNN says 215. It's like this every 2 years we go through this, right? It's just a normal thing that we drag out the election process for at least a week, right? That's just what we do in America.
And here we are, a week later. It's been a week.
That's insane.
And we can't count those votes?
It's embarrassing.
Oh, it's asinine.